at the type of kids that I write about who couldn't have done everything right, can have worked just as hard or harder, but are going to less resource schools and their parents can't call the admissions officer and offer to pay for a building or to donate large amounts of money, simply don't have the same shot. And we can look at that over the last 35 years, the percentage of Black and Latino kids at flagship universities largely has not increased.
Really? Because we have had this drive for diversity, but as has been well publicized, Asian kids are getting more and more slots, but you said Black and Latino kids are not.
Yeah, you can see the data on this. The trend lines over the last 35 years are fairly flat. And I think we should really think about, we hear all the time that colleges have a drive for diversity. But when you look at the numbers, Black and Latino children or students remain disproportionately under-enrolled in these elite schools.
In a sense, it was even generational. Yeah, we thought we can keep up with the word. We can change the whole system of religious versus religious and ideologies adopted by the regime to shape our future in a way that we thought so outdated. As soon as we started to protest, we kind of broke this fear in us, and we felt this sense of communality with other people, with people especially like us, because the generation older than us, very few of them had access to education that we did.
A bill that would create an elective Bible study course in Florida's public high schools has cleared the House Pre-K-12 Quality Subcommittee. As reporter Ryan Daly tells us, its sponsor is adamant her measure is constitutional.
Representative Kimberly Daniels says her bill's constitutionality is based on a 1963 U.S. Supreme Court opinion, as long as the courses are taught objectively.
House Bill 195 protects constitutional rights of students to be free from impermissible religious instruction by requiring an objective study of the Bible that does not convert or evangelize students.
Daniels says that means curriculum created by her bill would have to follow state and federal guidelines regarding religious neutrality. Some committee members pointed out different versions of the Bible are used in various religions. Daniels says students can choose between translations.
School districts would offer elective courses on Hebrew scripture and the Old Testament. A student can choose whichever Bible translation, Hebrew or the New Testament, that they would like to study.
But Representative Anna Eskamani challenges the idea of having religious objectivity and neutrality with courses that are based on one religious text.
I just struggle on the point that Rep. Hogan Johnson made earlier about religious neutrality with one book. It just doesn't seem like that connects to me.
Eskamani also asked Daniels about texts from other religions being offered under the measure.
My family is Iranian American. Majority of my family identifies with Islam. Would you consider adding the Quran to your bill to be a friendly amendment as another holy book that can be taught objectively to your language?
You recognize?
No.
Meanwhile, Representative Chris Latvala says students can benefit from the Bible's historical offerings.
There are students that want to take this and they want to learn the Bible from a historical perspective. You can learn a lot of history in the Bible, secular history as well as religious history.
Representative David Santiago, who ultimately voted yes, was among those concerned about a funding source. He asked Daniels about it during the meeting.
Is there a funding mechanism that's going to follow this, either in a separate bill or later on with this bill, to help the schools pay for the curriculum?
No, not at this time.
Despite Daniels' insistence that the measure can stand the constitutionality test on the strength of an opinion from the nation's highest court, one of her colleagues disagrees. Representative Jennifer Webb was one of the 3 Democrats who cast a no vote.
They did find 9 federal court decisions, including one from Florida, ruling that public school Bible courses were unconstitutional in whole or in part. In Gibson versus Lee County, which is a decision from the Middle District of Florida, my district, The court invalidated the Bible history course of the New Testament because it could not conceive how the resurrection of miracles could be taught as secular history.
Several representatives are asking Daniels to modify the bill because the statute it looks to change does not apply to charter schools. The measure will next head to the Pre-K-12 Appropriations Subcommittee. I'm Ryan Daly.
Concerned about changing the tax code, taxing the wealthy, doing that sort of thing, will often say, well, actually what we need is equal opportunity, and the way to ensure that is education. Just be sure everybody gets a good education, and it'll be great. Do we have a system that makes that remotely possible?
Currently, no, I would say not. Nicole?
Yeah, that's easy. No, we don't. And honestly, we don't actually want that. I mean, all of my work is centered around this American ideal that we believe in equal opportunity, but then we have a system that's set up where every parent is trying to advantage their own child. You can't have advantage for your own child and believe in equality at the same time.